up, everybody? It's your girl, Yaminah Legohn with Legohn TV. We are here at Noho BMBE. Okay, that's Black Minority Business Expo. And I'm sitting here with the CEO, the boss, the founder, the creator, the director, the one that's running around here making sure everything is great, Joshua Carr.
Yeah, that's me. What's up, y'all? Good to see you.
Yes, what's up?
It's been a long night.
Yes.
So we tired in here.
Yes.
We a little turned up in here. We're having a good time.
That's good.
But we're happy to be here. Yeah. Thanks for having me.
Yes. So are you excited about the turnout? Do you feel the love? It's Juneteenth.
We always want more people in the room. That's better for our businesses. That's like better for the bottom line. It's always, everything is business at the end of the day. But the unique group of people that we had in the room today just brought the energy in such a way. All of the guests that I was able to speak to on the way out were just saying like the vibe here was great. No one felt like there was going to be an issue. There was no static. Everybody was just kicking it. So we had the perfect group. We always want more from like our side of the the table, but everything was perfect. What can I say?
It all falls into place. It all falls into place. So today is your 2nd year anniversary.
Yeah,
too.
We're 2 years old now.
2 years old. Yeah. That's good.
Yeah, that's crazy.
You got to keep. You got to keep going. So what gave you the idea to create this event?
So this all happened like June 2020. I was working at a school at the time, and so the school got shut down, and so everything was shut down, but I really saw how we were missing the connection, from in our people. And so everyone was out. I know there's a lot of protesting happening out in the streets as well. And I went to a meeting actually right here at the NoHo Park, and there was a young lady there. She was pretty much just saying like, well, what do we do if we don't protest? Like, if that's not our modality, what do we do?
Right.
Like, I'm down to show up. I'm down to make signs, Maybe we could start like a sign making campaign. And so listening to that, for me, I was like, well, maybe that's not my way.
Right.
I don't feel particularly engaged in those spaces at protest. I feel like I'm maybe more prone to like be aggravated and turn to like violence. My question was like, what do I do? So June 2020, Juneteenth, I did a whole day of events, online and in person programming, because obviously COVID. So I was like, if you're comfortable coming out, we did a workout class. Shout out to my boy Sean Carr, the workout minister. If you ever seen him at the NoHo Park, he was like one of our first businesses we collaborated with. Online events like DJ set, poetry, and then one of the things that we did was called the Black and Minority Business Experience. It was just the experience at the time.
Okay, got it.
It was 4 businesses: Fots Juice, Rich Magic, which has now changed their name, but they were Rich Magic at the time. Crystal's Kitchen, and Jasleen, actually, Auntie Lean's, before she was Auntie Lean's.
Okay.
She was one of our first businesses. Just 4 amazing Black women entrepreneurs, and we did it at Fusion Force. And Chuck Maldonado, shout out to Chuck Maldonado, the entire Fusion Force staff. He was like, well, can we do more of this? How do we do more? And then the ball just started rolling from there.
Yeah. That's, I love seeing so many artists being entrepreneurs, taking the entrepreneur route. Even though we're artists, we like to do a whole bunch of different things, and we need a job to pay our bills and all of that. But it also comes down to that generational wealth, and that has been a theme like we've been hearing. And I feel so many people across the world, and just particularly the United States, I've been seeing like Black people, people of color coming together and doing these business expos, and I've been hearing that a lot. And to do it in NoHo, where it's like the capital of the entertainment and the dance world, and actors are here. Sometimes you're like, are they going to come out because they might be on a job, or they might be on set, or they might be on tour? So that takes a lot of courage to say, hey, I'm just going to do it. You know what I mean?
But they need us, and to your point, even about Juneteenth, we're talking about generational wealth. I think the true legacy of Black and brown peoples, I'm very informed about Black history and that side, but we know that Asian Americans, Mexican Americans, all like our Latinx peoples, when they came into America, they've created industries, and we know that for a fact. And so we know that it's true. We could talk about Tulsa, we could talk about Greenwood, we could talk about Durham. All of these cities that were affluent and Black all started because in response to Jim Crow, and in response to Black codes, we said, well, we'll go and do it on our own. And once we started creating that, we know that unfortunately the the circumstance was those things were taken from us.
Yes.
But that was the impetus for a lot of, I mean, we talk about Industrial Revolution.
Yeah.
They won't tell you that in school. But a lot of those cars and technologies and machineries came from Black and brown peoples.
Yes.
And so I think that by programming in this way, and even if no one shows up, we know that we are living a legacy of like our ancestors in creating space, creating generational wealth for the future, creating legacy, creating autonomy through business and through community.
Right. Community is definitely important, but we're 2020. Well, 22, right? And it's like there's been so many people before us who have done so many community things, and then like they may feel like, okay, I'm drained. I've done so many things for the community. What do I do for myself? And I feel like now at this point, like you can really strategize where you can benefit for yourself personally, so you can still have that drive to get back to your community. So it's like, say if you have an event and it's not as many people that you wanted, but you had like some type of merch or something going on that people will want to buy, or people want to be involved with, that can actually be another stream of income. And that's the thing that I talk to young business people, is like always creating different streams of income. It could be coming from one octopus, the top of the head of the octopus, but these tentacles is creating all these streams. You know what I mean? And you could have a free event with thousands of people there, but they are purchasing certain things from the vendor that you also get a percentage of.
And you're talking that talk right now, because this is our first. This first, like between me and you, between them, this is our first ticketed event. All of our events before now have been free for the community just to come and interact, because our focus has been on the businesses.
Right.
But as we move into phase 3, we're looking to take the BMBE into 501(c) in the next year, maybe a year and a half.
That's good.
So we know that it's going to be important that we can show the diversity of our programming, that we can show not only can we bring people in, but we can also impact our businesses directly.
Right.
So you're really talking about other ways for us to plug in other revenue streams is something that me and the team are talking about.
Good.
Because now we're like, well, the business, in order for us to scale and to provide more resources and opportunities, it's going to take more in the bank account. So you're really talking that talk. You're not far off.
Look, I walk the walk.
Yeah, I see you. I walk it then.
That's why I say you gotta hustle smart. You know what I mean? And everybody be on that hustle, and I call myself the number one hustler because I work so many different things, but sometimes people get that hustling mentality in a negative way, and it's like you have to turn that around, because as you're getting your 501(c), you have to get your the board and all that stuff. You know what I mean? That's hustling too. Trying to strategize and organize and prioritize, and that's really how you just keep your business striving. Are those things: prioritizing, organizing, strategizing, good team, and then apply for grants. Get a fiscal sponsor. Make sure you trademark your name. Or do a DBA. Talk to me.
Okay, we're gonna talk to you. Okay, now. Okay, keep talking that talk. You really put me on right now. Okay, go ahead now.
Yeah. So it's really, I'm really proud of you for doing this. And like, just being in NoHo. I came up in this NoHo era, years ago. And before moving to New York, and we didn't have these type of opportunities. Like certain people would do certain things, but then because it's NoHo, you get booked on the tours, like then it'll be done. Like, so somebody would start a really good event, and then because their dream come true, then they have a team set. So as long as you, set your team, your fundamentals. So are you from here?
Yeah, well, I'm actually from North Carolina.
Okay.
So I was living in North Hollywood in LA for about 5.5 years. I worked some in the industry, did dancing. Okay. And then towards the end of, I guess, my stay here is when I started transitioning to this space, creative directing, working with artists, and then more like event planning and event coordinating. So right now, I am living the bi-coastal life. I'm in North Carolina, 3 weeks out 3 weeks out the month. I live like the regular Clark Kent life, 9 to 5. And then I fly out here once a month and we program our events. Yeah, it's a blessing.
That's work. That's a lot of mental.
It's a lot.
So what are you doing to keep yourself at peace, to keep yourself balanced? I mean, it's awesome that you're doing all of these things, you're delegating. That's awesome. But what are you doing for you?
You really put me up against it. this is something I'm learning that I have to do more. When I was living here, it was easy because I was here. It was easy to find a release, go back and relax. But now that I'm traveling and we're scaling actively, I am finding that I need better tools, to be honest. I need better tools. So I still dance and I still I write a lot, and in my free time I like meditate and stretch and like I do these things for myself. We worked like the first part of the morning, helped Jasleen get set, and then in the interim between that event and our event, I just made sure that I took care of myself. A long shower, a good stretch, sat outside, made myself some good food, listened to good music. So that was really helpful. I am also learning though that I might need a massage after this, and maybe a day at the beach, and
get water is cleansing.
Yeah, it is really cleansing,
especially after you do an event like this. It is your ancestors are helping you. They're guiding you. Anytime you do anything around something that involves our ancestors, they're going to be there for you. But you do have to cleanse yourself, say your affirmations, because those are important. It's a role when you're of service to the community, but as long as you know what your purpose is.
Yeah, I mean, I do feel that I'm living in it. Good. And as we move forward and as the team and I, we figure out, because we just started, we didn't know it was going to be all of this. We're 2 years in now. So now we're, again, thinking about the structure that is going to be the most feasible for us to move forward. We're thinking about how we can plug new things in. Yeah. We're thinking about who else we need on the team to make this more functional. How do we program more effectively to where maybe I don't have to travel as much. I can spend some more time in the city. Okay. All these things are in play, and in that way, it's just a blessing to find all these nuances. Because for a time, it was just fine to go back to my little apartment and just sit and watch a little Netflix, and that was enough. But now I'm finding, I do need to spend some more time sitting with myself and writing my affirmations down, really journaling. How did I feel? And that's you don't know. You don't know those things are not only important but functional. You don't know until you practice them. So I'm gonna, next time we talk, I'm gonna have some better tools for you.
That's good. And it just be consistent your best way. One day it may be like you meditate 3 times, 4 times, and you're like, oh my God, I did it. And then it might be a time you only do it once, or it might be a time you do it for a couple seconds and something caught your mind. Just as long as you just keep a consistency, have your, something that reminds you. Sometimes we're visual people, what I mean? And you really got to use that gift of the vision, so you can be able to motivate yourself.
That's right.
You know what I mean? Because your team is looking for you, even though you flying back and forth, your team is going to look to you.
Every
time. So you just got to stay up, and whoever you're surrounded by just got to keep uplifting you. Yes. So what should our audience expect from y'all? So you guys do this every month?
Yes, we do this every month. So this month was a little bit unique. Obviously, it's our 2-year anniversary.
Right.
We are moving into what we call phase 3. So phase 1 was everything at Fusion Forest, just a small pop-ups in that space. Phase 2 was doing everything at the park, and then started curating more events. We did like a fall festival and Easter event. Awesome. And so now phase 3 is creating programs that target specific industries so that we can place our, I don't know if you ever worked in like restaurants, but we call you with me.
I was a bartender.
Put your aces in places, So we want to put the businesses that are ready and successful and a little bit more formatted into spaces where they can make more meaningful networks or future business. You never know. We have the quality of businesses here to be, I don't know, in Forbes or on the cover of a magazine or have their own spread. I really believe that. And so our goal now moving into phase 3 and what you can kind of expect from us is more tailored and curated events that are surrounded around a specific industry that'll feature some of our best businesses, as well as some educational programming for people who want to learn about Black businesses and how to run them in the city, and some more networking programming and just social events like this. Well, that's
going to be good for that 501c.
Yeah.
You guys are already operating as a nonprofit. You know that.
I mean, we know. And we laugh because, we hit the 2 year, and I always ask my guys, it's like, there's no pressure if anybody wants to walk away from the table.
Right.
And so the conversation at the beginning of this year was, well, how do we make it work without having to ask something from the community?
Right.
Because we're down to do ticketed events. If people are looking for that thing, then they'll come and they'll invest differently.
Yeah.
But for the remainder of what we want to do, we want to be able to provide resources and opportunities at low or little cost to the businesses or to the community. And so the conversation was, well, if we could find a way for, Uncle Sam to handle it.
Yeah.
And with our program that we're already doing, if we add some of these things from phase 3, we'll be on paper perfectly set to push all those things forward, I believe.
And then you guys can create memberships, and then where people can pay y'all monthly.
You see what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
You see what I mean?
I see what you mean.
Oh, we're not playing around.
Oh, yeah.
Because the whole point is, if the BMBE is successful, then we can turn all that right back into the community, and we can build. I mean, I know, there's a lot of really amazing things happening in the area, but there's also a lot of structural changes that are happening as well, and we know things like gentrification are happening in the area. And I do believe that also means that there is a different access that we're gonna have as well. And so sometimes the reaction is only as important as what you're prepared to do, right? So we know that gentrification, those kind of things are happening in the area. Structurally, as a community, first, we need to kind of band together. And then secondly, if they're going to bring them dollars over, bring them to us. Bring them to us. And then we can take that and do what we need to do with it for ourselves. And so that's the plan. We're gonna keep cooking on it.
All right, y'all people who say you're allies and enjoy culture. Okay, this is how you support the community.
This is
if you're not a black person or a person of color, but you appreciate and love culture, this is what you do. So where can they follow you at?
You can follow us at Noho BMBE Black and Minority Business Expo in Noho on Facebook and on Instagram. I am the Hero Pirate on Instagram. That's my
Okay.
Well, I feel like, okay, not to really get into it, but I feel like that's my energy is the pirate way is take it when you see it, do it for your crew. There's a code, and so in that way, I'm the hero pirate because I do believe that I'm like taking it from anywhere I can see it and then trying to throw it back over to the people, akin to like Robin Hood or Zorro or any of those guys.
Look at this young king right here. You better follow, okay?
Yeah, follow. Holla at us.
All right, Joshua Carr, thank you so much.
Thank you so much
I
for having me.
appreciate you coming through. It was a pleasure. All right, y'all. Ciao.
See ya.